Hey everybody, it's your guest reviewer JB here for CatSynth TV. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of releases by Pas Musique. We're going to be talking about amateur radio and psychedelic talismans. Before we get started on that, I want to ask you to please subscribe to this channel for more cultural content coming out regularly. And please consider underwriting the efforts. There are links to Patreon and Ko-Fi below. You see that little thing right there? Click on it, you won't be sorry. Jumping right into it, man. Pas Musique. Pas Musique is the name used by Robert Pepper and his associates since about the mid-90s, I think 1995, I remember reading somewhere online. He's been using this name to as the brand name, if you like, the band name and the brand name for his various musical enterprises. Today we're looking at two different releases from them, which we got recently. The first one we're looking at is going to be called Amateur Radio. We can see a picture of the cover here on this release. Pas Musique is John Worthley, Michael Durek, Jesse Fairbairn, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Robert Pepper. Amazing stuff. Now the other one we're going to be looking at, we'll look at that in a little bit later. Let's look at the cover of that one right here. This one is called Psychedelic Talismans. And this one is entirely Robert Pepper solo. Before we go into that a little bit, let me give you a little bit of background. Robert Pepper, not only a musician, a composer, also a visual artist, and a filmmaker as well, all around polymath, incredible person, one of those inspiring people that you meet once in a while in life. But you know what I'm saying? We're all fortunate and lucky to have people like this in the world, bringing beauty and creativity and positivity into the world. Both of these releases I would characterize rather broadly as being sort of krautrock inspired or kosmische or cosmic music for those who don't know what that term means. Sort of inspired by the early 70s kind of sounds coming out of Germany. Let's say Cluster, if you know the band Cluster with a K, a C, and even a Q in various incarnations, sort of in that sort of general realm. Let's listen to a little bit of amateur radio right here. As I said, this is more of a full band sort of approach to it. It's a little bit fuller. You can hear various instrumentation coming in and out. Man, I'm telling you, amazing stuff, incredible stuff. You know, sometimes music of this sort can tend to be a little bit of, see this floating bowl of spaghetti here? See this floating bowl of spaghetti? Sometimes that sort of music can be, for lack of a better term, a little bit noodly. But that's not what we have here. We have a lot of focus. We have a lot of attention to moving things forward. We don't hear just kind of wheedly on the keyboard. We hear sounds with purpose, moving things in a direction, carrying us along. Amazing stuff. The second album that we're looking at here, Psychedelic Talismans, this one, boy, let me tell you, as I said before on a previous review of the Chris Potter album, maybe you remember that one, maybe you saw that one. If not, please go check it out. This particular album, Psychedelic Talismans, was created during the lockdown from which we are now just beginning to emerge. This is being recorded in July of 2021. We're just starting to come out of the COVID lockdown, thank goodness. This was music which was created and released during all of that mashugana. You know what I'm talking about? The mashugana of it all. This is something, oh man, you know, I loved the other album. I loved Amateur Radio. But Psychedelic Talismans, somehow this one really got me right here. You know, I think because of the way it was created, in the manner it was created, in the time it was created, you feel really, this is really something coming from the man's soul. What is the saying? No pueden apagar El fuego del espíritu. You know what I'm talking about? You cannot extinguish the flame, the fire of the spirit, and that's what we got here. We also want to say, if you look at the cover of this, one of the things that really kind of took my, grabbed my attention is we see a little bit of Robert Pepper's art here. We mentioned before he's a visual artist as well. We were, fortunate enough to be gifted not only with these 2 records for review, but also a little booklet here of Robert's art. Let's take a look at some of the pages of this. To me, what would I compare this to? I mean, the thing that kind of strikes me is maybe Joan Miró, for a sec, some of these things. But really, it's its own thing. It's its own very personal sort of art. And as I've said time and time again, this is the greatest art. This is what I feel is the best art. Art that defines a personal style. You can see an influence, you can hear an influence, but this is really this person's own style. This is an expression of their own experience, of their own soul coming forth. So to wrap it up, we've been checking out 2 releases by Pas Musique by Robert Pepper and his associates, Amateur Radio, and Psychedelic Talismans, and also a little look at the visual art of Robert Pepper. Amazing stuff. Please do check it out.
To find out more about these and other releases from Pas Musique, please visit their website and check out the description below this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to CatSynth TV.
Hey, you're watching CatSynth TV!